Hello, my name is Robin Bennett and I specialise in setting up low debt or no debt businesses. Over the last 20 or so years I've set up about 15 profitable businesses, and a couple of years ago I got around to writing a book about it called Startup Smart, which is published by Harriman House. When I started in business, like a lot of people today, I had no money. And more to the point, there was very few people who were willing to lend any money to a student with no experience. So I had to cast about, and eventually I opted to set up a sandwich business on campus. The reason I did this was the setup costs. They were very low. I think I had to spend £20 in the local supermarket on bread and margarine and fillers on my first day. And more to the point, the money came in immediately, i.e. as soon as I'd made and sold my first BLT. So that was a useful model, and since then I've always gone for businesses with low setup costs and the ability to bring in money from month one, if at all possible. It doesn't mean you need to be small. Actual Translations, my translation company, has grown steadily over the last 20 or so years, and it's now, I'm pleased to say, the largest or one of the largest translation agencies in the south of England, and it continues to grow. What we've done, though, is simply worked out a set of rules for growth and debt and stuck to it. It's one of the reasons why I'm a big fan of the government-backed startup loans idea. There was a similar scheme under John Major's government when I started out in business, and I can say from experience, £2,000 or £3,000 seed capital will make the difference between a project getting off the ground or not happening at all. I also think the amounts are right. I think that too much debt can be daunting, and it can also stifle creative thinking. Now, once your funding is in place, I think you always need to focus from day one in making that work for you. Unfortunately, I've seen too many startup businesses make the mistake of blowing most of their seed capital and a lot of their initial enthusiasm as well on window dressing. So that'd be logo design, having an over-elaborate website, office space, and it's only then that they start about getting money in. I have never really done that, and by way of example, I can tell you about a business I started when my wife got pregnant with her first child, and that was in dog sitting. To begin with, I had no idea if there was a market in our area for dog sitting, so before doing anything, I put out an ad in our local paper, which cost, I believe, about £12.50. In the end, in fact, that ad was all we needed to do. We turned over, I think, about £7,000 in our first year and almost double that in our second. And that was all for a couple of hours work a day, looking after dogs. Another example, my first larger business when I left university was a private tuition agency called London Tutors. I had a government-backed loan at the time for £3,000, and most of that went on advertising and a phone line. In fact, I don't think we even had a letterhead for the first 2 years, or a website. But by year 3, we were the largest agency of its kind in London. So, advice. I think the best advice I could tell anyone at the very start is not to try and be the most original at what you do, or the fastest, or in fact any other superlative, but instead focus on how to get your turnover and your profit up. Any finessing can come later when you get to know your market and possibly when you're better at what you do. Secondly, don't let the business take over your life. It's really not healthy, and I've got a conviction that people want to be well off rather than remote and mega rich. They want to be balanced, not messianic, and they want to be calm and fulfilled, not driven and harassed. Anyway, I hope that's of use, and very good luck to you.